Good afternoon. My name is Hector Garcia, and this is my 10 video for a class of migration and health. On this week, I was assigned to read two different chapters of an article that talked about migration and mental health. So the title of this video will be Migration and Mental Health, first part. So yes, it was interesting, the different point of views of these chapters. The first one, it's about the introduction of the whole mental and psychology of what's going on in the migrants' head. So let's talk about it. First of all, we have to know once again the migration is something. It's a phenomenon, a natural phenomenon, and something that has been that has happened a long time ago. It we can thank war, such a bad economy, social status, or even natural disasters. We can thank them because those are the main reasons why there are so many migrants, there are so many immigrants in different countries. We also have to know that the migration does not affect only those who travels across a different territory. It also affects those who receive those people and those who live near them. For example, if I decide to travel or to be an immigrant or a migrant in Los Angeles, I'm not going to affect only myself. I'm gonna also affect the community that's where I'm gonna live near them. So there are two different types of migration, which is the voluntarily one, where the person decides for themselves, and the other one, which is not voluntary, which can be caused by natural disasters or some other features. The stages of migration are three, mainly three. I already mentioned them before in some other videos in weeks before, but let's talk about it once again. The pre-migration, it's before the actual uh, action will be that maybe there's some kind of trauma or psychological stress going on in the origin country. Maybe there's some war. We all know that right now, currently, Ukraine is going on with a war against Russia, and uh, some population of the country are deciding to escape from war, and maybe that's a stage of pre-migration. We also have the stage of migration. It is where it's all the traveling going. It's all this all the phase where people decide to travel. How are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? And with who? But we also have to establish that it's not easy. It's not easy because we have to observe how are they deciding where and how are they going to do it. Well, because mm, it's not safe. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? There's a lot of stress going on and they can suffer a lot. That's the word. They are suffering a lot in the process. We had the stage, the third one, where they are already, were once again, they're once staging in a new country. They're finally getting over there and they're deciding that they're going to stay there. It's a whole different process where they're going to have to learn a new culture. They're going to have to learn to work and to relate with other people that maybe they're speaking a different language. And but those things I'm going to talk later. Okay, so the process of whole migration is going to be hurtful. It's going to be stress. Okay, it's normal. It can be. Okay, I want to define that correctly right now. It can be stressful. I'm not saying that for everyone's gonna be the same. Okay. There's something called acculturation, which is for me one of the focus concepts that it's adapting to a new culture. It uh, well, adapting to a new culture, and there can be, depends on which country are you going, discrimination, racism, tensions all over society, of course, and you can lose your cultural identity, which is horrible. It's bad. But there are some factors. Well, how can I say it? Some protections, if we can say it that way, which are three ones that I decided to put in here in the video, are how are you with your friends and with your family? How's your the empathy with the health mental institutions? I mean, not that you're going to go to a mental place. What I'm trying to say here is that it's very helpful if everyone in the country you're going to, the migrants going to, if there is a lot of empathy from the doctors. Okay. And last but not least, we have some strategies that will help to reduce the stress. Can be doing some exercise, talking to friends, talking to people. And one that I really liked about was praying. Of course, this one it depends if you believe in something. And that's the first article that I read, which was the introduction, barely the introduction, and the other one was the chapter number 7. And this chapter, it's more about the different factors and the risk factors and the protectors one, the one that can help you and they're going to protect you. Okay, so those factors that are risk, it's I put like 5 of them. I would like you to listen to me, to think about it if you agree with me. First one, it's not easy because I mean going to a different country, it's going to be really hurtful if you have a wife, if you have the husband that you're gonna leave behind. Okay, there's also something that is risky. It's the why are you traveling? Why are you doing all the migration process? Maybe it's war. As I said before, Ukraine, Russia war. Let's just imagine what they're going through in their heads. All the Ukraine people. It's stressful. Stressful is the one of the least hurtful words to use, you know? The other one is the conditions of all the process. Okay, I mean, for example, in one of the first videos that I uploaded on here on YouTube was about a girl that traveled, but she was scared because it was a long period of time when she's gonna travel. Maybe it's awkward the positions they're going maybe on a bus on a and they are so it's a tiny bus, they are not comfortable. So it's how are the conditions of the traveling. Something that's very important is about the risk factors is the process of adaptation, which is hard. Okay, they idiom, the language barrier, sorry, the racism and discrimination, and the lack of employment. Because let's be honest, giving the example of the United States, it's so easy to know that if a Mexican a character, a Mexican boy decides to travel to United States, it's not going to be easy because here we speak Spanish, and sometimes speaking Spanish, well, it's not going to be enough, you know. If you want to have an employment, of course you have obligatory to learn English, and if you don't know it right here in your current country, in your origin country, it's going to be hard. So language barrier, it's so important. Racism and discrimination, especially if sorry to say it that way, but if the Republicans are running the country in the moment, and the unemployment, especially if you are a Latin worker. And another one, risk factors, is the status, the legal status, because I have spoken the last time, the people are scared. If you're a migrant, if you're an immigrant, and you have the correct papers, if you're an illegal um, over there, they're gonna be scared because they think that if they go to a medical appointment, they're gonna be translated to their origin country. And some of the now talking about the protector factors are the social uh, uh, the social help, family, friends. We have the education level. The higher you have your education, the better. The in language level. Okay, if you know the language, the better, and the resilience and the way you are. Everyone is different. Everyone accepts challenges differently. Everyone express themselves to stress in a different way. So what are the conclusion? The sorry, the in conclusion, the yeah, uh, not every migrant will have psychological and mental problems. That's the conclusion. Okay. And the mental health, it depends on a balance in the risk factors and the protector factors. Okay. So those are my conclusions. So I have already mentioned the main concepts, the main ideas of these two chapters. Was anything unclear or confusing to me? Honestly, at first was the concept of acculturation. I didn't know what that was, but now I know. What was new to me, and if I well, yeah. Well, as a person, I honestly thought that every single migrant are having some stressful problems. And maybe it is, but now knowing that not everyone um fights against those mental problems the same way, maybe, well, now I'm having some more empathy, and now I will, as a future doctor, I will take that in mind. Okay, let's be resilient and that has some empathy with those with the people always. Was there anything you would like to explore further or learn more about? Why? mm, I would like to have more. I would like to know real life experiences in the mental aspect. And one specific example, I'm sorry, I don't know, uh, of mental health. Well, uh, but the thing is that I don't have many relatives, or but maybe my uncle who travels to United States is sometimes mentally scared. Well, that's everything for my part. Thank you. See you.